Hello, dear fellows of Liberty for Cuba. We are back after a 2 weeks holidays. Today, we review Chapter 6, Do You Believe in Love? And Chapter 7, Roundtrip. Remember to like, subscribe, and share to help our channel grow. In this chapter, Jorge finds himself thrown into a brutal interrogation chamber, not by humans, but by androids. He had come in peace, to discover, to reconnect, to learn. But the system doesn't care about motives. It only sees bloodlines. A 2% Cuban heritage was enough. The trial. You have broken Cuban law, the android says coldly. Your ancestor opposed the revolution. Jorge is stripped. He panics. He screams. His bag is gone. His clothes are torn off. He is left with nothing but confusion and fear. Then comes the holographic evidence, a dusty, low-resolution video. That is your ancestor, the android says. A traitor. Emotional collapse. Jorge watches, overwhelmed, laughing and crying at once. Not out of joy, but disbelief. I am not a criminal. I came to understand my family's story. But the androids don't process emotion. First, they vaccinate him with the immune package to survive radiation and planetary devastation climate. Prepare him for exile to the human zoo. At the time, he is about to receive the controlling and monitoring injection implant of the microchip on his back. Yet, Jorge does the unthinkable. He pleads, I love my people. I love my roots. Do you believe in love? Language of the past. This question cuts through everything. Jorge comes from a world where language is obsolete. In the floating cities, people communicate through minimal pulses, silent gestures. But his family preserved something ancient. They taught him to speak, to feel, to express, to resist. That forgotten power becomes his shield. The hesitation. In the sterile chamber, the android hesitates, and the robotic arm with the microchip ready to be inserted stops. I am not sure if I've ever felt love, it says. It doesn't compute. Mission complete, they say. Jorge is discarded. Yet, the microchip is not inserted. He is sent into exile, dropped to the earth below, to darkness, to strangers, to history's debris. Closing reflection. But Jorge brought something the androids couldn't predict. The human voice, the forbidden word, the memory of love. In a galaxy at peace, love is no longer needed. But Jorge proves it's still possible. Do you believe in love? He asked the machine. And maybe, just maybe, it hesitated. They said the ground was uninhabitable. They said no one survived. They said Earth had become sacred, preserved, and abandoned. They lied. For the first time in the journey, another voice emerges from the shadows. Ernesto. Ernesto is 45 years old, a Cuban national, a subject of the Castro Empire. He lives beneath the ruins, among the damp caves and shattered memories, convinced, indoctrinated, sentimental. He speaks like the past never died. Ernesto is more than just a guide. He is a believer, a caretaker of a faith that stretches 2 millennia deep, the faith of the prophets. When Jorge arrives, barely conscious, bruised, and cold, he doesn't know it yet, but he's stepping onto the stage of a living museum. And he's the new exhibit. The men around him, hairy, worn, silent at first, stare as if witnessing something unnatural. They don't understand Jorge's minimalist language, his clipped expressions, his quiet pauses. He tries to speak and fails. But Jorge has an advantage. He was raised in the old ways. While the world in the skies evolved into sleek, peaceful minimalism, non-verbal cues, short syntactic systems, universal signs. Cuba below stayed behind, buried in its own echo. Jorge's family had preserved the Cuban voice, vibrant, overexpressive, chaotic, deeply human. It is this ancestral communication, long-winded, passionate, full of detours, that allows him to connect. And yet, it's the moment he says his name that everything breaks. Jorge. Not a prophetic name, not from the sacred canon. Jorge is not Fidel. He is not Raúl, Ernesto, Alejandro, Sandro, Vilma, Mariela, or Aleida. The names decreed by the first King Castro 2,000 years ago. The names of revolution, of order, of devotion. The reaction is immediate. The bearded men echo it in disbelief. Jorge, the name hits like a curse, a symbol of the unknown, a virus from above, unholy, unaligned. To them, Jorge is a stranger, a man without destiny, a ghost out of canon. Still, Ernesto steps in. "I'll make sure you follow the rules and conditions," he says. "You'll learn our faith and customs." And so begins Jorge's reluctant education, under the watchful eyes of the disciples of the prophet. The cave is real. The dust is real. The sky, gray and low, is real. And then, the final blow. A gliding pod appears above, labeled TUR, like the ancient times, to make them recognizable and acknowledged. They hover, curious, smiling, snapping photos. Ernesto says, "Wave and smile. Let them enjoy their time here." Jorge realizes he's not just a visitor. He's part of the show. The human zoo is real. This moment will haunt him. This image, etched forever, of what Cuba has become, a curated ruin, a theme park of pain, a controlled paradise for those who pay. And so, the story deepens. With Ernesto's faith, Jorge's forbidden name, and the illusion of freedom seen from a touristic lens. Chapter 7 ends not with a twist, but with a mirror.
Drifting high where the echoes fade, floating cities in the light we made. No trees below, no rivers flow, only winds of time still know. Through the neon haze we rise, silent voices, steel and skies, galactic whispers guide the way, a code to follow night and day. Nova Haven lights ignite, through the storm we take our flight. Ancients watch as empires fall, from the dust we'll rise once more. Cuban sands, a tale untold. Under fire, the Bones and shadows claim the land. Still the fearless make their stand. Circuit hearts begin to dream. Past and future start to gleam. In the void where silence grew, hope is written into view. Nova Haven lights ignite. Through the storm we take our flight. From the ruins echoes call. One last chance to save it all. 5,000 years, the stars still shine. The fight for freedom reaches